Oh, yeah. I got to do my picks. All right, here we go. Tap it up. Samsung Notes. Yeah, I took Hemrick last week.
Yeah. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Ryan, what's up?
Not much, AJ. How are you?
Beautiful.
All right. Um, make sure I didn't get any here. I like your sleeper this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I like that sleeper a lot.
It's an extra 5 points if the sleeper wins.
Yep.
On top of the 5 points you get for a win. What up, Patrick? I see your tweet. See that you're in here with us.
What's up, Patrick? All right, save that right there. Close that. I'm going to try to do it like this. YouTube. Two. There it is.
And the Bruins just scored in the first minute.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, no kidding. Ryan,
Who are they playing?
is that game on NBCSN?
I don't have my remote. Let me go get my remote. I'll tell you. Negative, not on NBCSN.
All right, let me get the sheet in front of me and
Yeah. Let me.
ready to roll.
Yep. Let me use. Let me take a quick tube.
Okay. And the Islanders score in the next 2 minutes after that. Let's see here. Let's get Ryan up. Let's get the Stream Deck up. And Patrick, I see you in the chat. What's going on?
Fire.
All right, you ready?
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, I just had to get me something to drink real quick. Yeah, let's go.
All right, rolling intro.
Yeah, let's go.
Gentlemen, start your engines! I guess I'm out of control.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 91 of the Loose Lugs podcast. I am your host, AJ. With me, as always, is my co-host, Ryan.
What's happening, AJ? How are you doing?
Just peachy, buddy. Just real peachy.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I hope you had a awesome weekend.
Yeah, the weekend was fine, except for the happenings of Sunday, but we're going to get into that.
Oh, yeah.
How about you? What's going on with you?
All right. So Friday morning I wake up, take Logan to daycare, everything like that. Everything seems normal. My stomach started to hurt. Didn't really think much of it. Called my boss, let him know what's going on. He's like, hey, if you want to take the day off, take the day off. So I did, and vacation day, personal day. Wake up Saturday, and the pain has gotten 100 times worse than what it was on Friday. So I'm like, I'm just going to go to the ER. So I end up going to the ER. They run some tests on me, find out I have kidney stones.
Ooh.
So, yes, if anybody has experienced kidney stones, not fun. I'd rather get kicked in the kneecaps. I'd rather get my kneecaps bitten if I'm a fan of Dan Campbell for the Lions. If people in Detroit will understand what that means. And the pain was unbearable, but luckily they had a TV in the room I was in where I got to watch some of the Xfinity race on Saturday.
Yeah.
And do I remember much of the Xfinity race? No.
No, I mean, for the most part, the Xfinity race, besides what happened in Stage 1, was pretty uneventful. Road course racing, there's things going on everywhere, but
Yeah.
It was your typical road course race in the Xfinity Series side, but we'll go over that. I'm glad you provided a little bit of an update on that, because I retweeted you saying that you were back from the ER.
Yep, I came home. I ended up talking to the doctor. I'm like, hey, I'm able to eat. They're like, yeah, just drink plenty of clear fluids. So I came home and my mom we were all gonna hang out anyway, but my mom came over and they got some KFC, and I killed the rest of the coleslaw on a big
Now,
piece of chicken, and I'm
was
like,
it
oh,
finger licking good?
it was finger looking good. I was like, I hadn't eaten all day, and I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to get home to eat. Woke up, everything seems normal, so I've cut back on the pop. So I've been drinking a lot of water and a lot of juice.
Hey, no problem with that.
Nope.
Might notice a decent health change with that too.
Yeah, but I'm not going to cut pop completely out, but I'm going to cut back on what I've been drinking. I'll tell you that much. So,
Hey, like I said, no problem with that. Get your health right. Get everything going for you. Back at work and all that.
yeah, well, yeah, I went back to work on Monday.
So,
And my manager was like, "You're all right." Like, yeah, I was in the ER Saturday. He's like, "Oh, no kidding."
yeah. Other than that, it was a pretty quiet sports weekend too. I don't.
Yeah, they had the outdoor hockey games at Lake Tahoe. I
Oh,
saw
yes, the Lake Tahoe game. Very nice outcome.
I started watching the Saturday afternoon game in my hotel, I almost said hotel room. Wow.
Yeah, not such a vacation.
Yeah, my hotel room. Yeah, but no, they had problems with the ice, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna run it at midnight." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to bed."
Yeah, adios.
Yeah, but no, the scenery was great. Like people were seeing on Twitter and on on Facebook that it looked like almost like a scene from Mystery Alaska.
Yeah, I think I put that in the group chat that day.
Yeah, I think you might have.
Yeah, but it was tough to see the puck in the first period of the
Oh,
Bruins game Sunday, and they had to wait for the sun to go down. This way, the ice would be better, would be keeping better. They had a Zamboni incident, like it was doomed all around, and the NHL got through it, and it came out all right. I saw people complaining that the Flyers didn't have their whole team, so they should have canceled it or something like that.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's the Flyers.
Yeah.
Screw
Yeah, but one of my picks to win in the Stanley Cup was in that game.
The Bruins?
Nope.
You're going Flyers, huh?
I am. I have the Flyers in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Ugh.
I had that at the beginning of the year, and
Bleh.
you know what? I tell you what division's fun to watch is that North Division, the Canada Division. Entertaining hockey, high goal scoring, good defensive battles. I know the birthday man, if he's in here, Tony. Happy birthday, Tony. Not too happy with his Leafs, but they did win last night, so he's happy with that.
Yeah, but Matthews is hurt now, so there's that for him. Man, I'm just Tiger Woods in that car accident earlier this week or yesterday, or day before yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever play professional golf again.
Did you? All right, so the incident happens. Everyone's wondering how Tiger is. Turns out he's okay, and just had to go through surgery, get a rod put in his leg. I mean, okay as okay can be. Did you hear Jim Gray and that thing he had on the Golf Channel where he was practically in tears? You would have, if you had heard Jim Gray talking about it, you thought we would have just lost Tiger Woods.
I know Jim Gray quite well. I mean, he's a good friend of Tom, isn't he?
Yeah. He knows Tom.
I
know
old
Tom.
school right there. But no, I mean the guy has done some great work though. But no, I did not see that. I'll have to try to find it after we're done recording.
I'm listening. He's in tears.
Really?
He's breathing, man. You can settle down.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like,
But, I mean...
Yeah, granted, they had to use the jaws of life, I heard, to get him out of the vehicle because of his legs, how bad, especially with the compound fracture.
Ryan, you know how bad or how emotional and dramatic Jim Gray can be. And he's doing it for TV and all that, and I understand that, but, man, too far, I think.
Yeah, well, I'll have to try to find it.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of which, AJ, after last week's show, you had mentioned that ESPN 30 for 30 document about the Dale Sr.
The E60. The E60.
Yeah, E60. I ended up watching that fantastic documentary. And that stat that they put at the end, since his death, no other driver has died in a car.
In any of NASCAR's 3 series.
Yep.
I do want to put a destination on that. Yeah, just the safety innovations that NASCAR's come up with since 2001 have been spot on, perfect. But there's always room for improvement. So
yeah.
We'll see what happens through the next couple years. This episode today, Ryan, is a pretty rant-filled episode, I gotta say.
I think so. I do have something that I've seen. I'm going to throw a little curveball at you guys right now. Something I've seen with the rain tires, something that I think we can do down the road. But we'll wait and see for this when it comes that time.
All right. Well, what do you say
rant segment?
What do you say we get some gas and go, Ryan? Let's start talking about the weekend.
Let's go. Let's fill her up and go.
Gas and Go is where we recap the race weekend, and this past weekend was from the Daytona Road Course, all 3 series in action. Starting things off was the Truck Series on Friday night, and I missed a lot of the early parts of the truck races on Friday nights, playing softball and all that.
Yep, you're back doing softball. Yep.
So I get home, and 4 laps to go. This is... okay, cool. Get to see the last 4 laps. Let's watch. Let's see what happens. As I see Tony just popped in the chat. What's up, Tony?
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday too, Tony. So, sit down, start watching it, and they throw the caution. I forget whose incident it was. The truck race was kind of a cluster F, if you know what I mean. But
yeah.
So, comes out, cool. The road course pace laps are a pain in the rear because it just takes forever. They finally get back green, and Ben Rhodes takes off like a bat out of hell. Sheldon Creed chasing him. Great run for Sheldon Creed with no sponsor on the car.
Yep.
And
he should have a sponsor. He should have sponsors.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's the last year's truck champion without a sponsor. I don't think we've ever had a situation like that before. But anyway, they come out of NASCAR 3 and 4, and the caution flag flies. Get to do it all over again. Like, not even out of 3 and 4, actually. This was at the start-finish line. They throw it right before the
right before Rose crossed.
White flag is in the air.
Yep.
Just let them take the white. They don't. We have another, 3 overtimes after that?
Yeah, 3 overtimes.
I looked at the clock. I got home at about 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock. And the race didn't end till about 10:15, 10:30.
Uh-huh.
But it just incredible. Ben Rhodes, back-to-back winner. Great for those guys coming out of Daytona. All the momentum's there. But I just got to say, this is my first WTF of the weekend. Just let him take the white.
Yep.
He's right there. Let him take the white, throw the caution. You know what's going to happen in the overtime.
You beating and banging.
Yeah, you know that you're now bound for more cautions and more chances to get trucks torn up. Nobody had anything for Ben Rhodes. Sheldon Creed came close, but he was pushing it on tires. He kept locking up the right front, and it just let him go that extra 200 feet to get the white. And
then, and then when the oh man, I forgot my train. If there's a car stuck in the grass while they're doing these cautions, okay, I get that. Somebody else could crash. The belts could be loose. Understand why they do that. But here's another thing too with Sheldon Creed too. He was running low on fuel, and so that's that was another thing that was concerning on his end because I had his scanner on, and they're like, yeah, save when you can, save when you can, save when you can.
So Tony says in our chat that he was on Xbox with you when it happened. So what was the initial reaction, Ryan?
What's that?
Tony said in the chat that he was on Xbox with you when it happened.
When what happened?
The finish there to the truck race.
Oh, I was confused as hell too. Like, why there was no replay. There was no replay of it. Why? Why? Why are you throwing a caution? There's coming out of, like you said, NASCAR 4, and there's the caution again. I was confused by it.
Yeah, that just you're 200 feet away from the checkered flag.
Yep. And what then, I did.
Go ahead.
What I did like too is when the race started, it was under a wet condition, so they allowed teams to put the rain tires on. I know we're going to get talking about this on the Sunday portion of this program.
Yeah, but just
that's they have to do something with this rule. I'm okay if it's a steady rain, which it was, covering the entire track. Mandate the rain tires. If it's only raining in part of the track, let the teams make that decision.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that more on the Sunday side, like you said. Oh, yeah. It's just overtime after overtime after overtime, and it all ends in NASCAR 3 and 4 when they throw the caution again, and it's like we could have stopped all this 45 minutes ago and just let them take the white and then throw the caution. Then race over. I understand you're not trying to give a chance to help a guy out like that, but like I know you're trying to get a green flag finish. I get that. I get that. I get that. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Just that was a brain fart right there, but it was one of many this weekend from our good old NASCAR organization. But yeah, Ben Rhodes gets the win. Stage winners, first stage, John Hunter Nemechek, who I thought had a pretty decent truck. It seemed like the only one who could get up there past Ben Rhodes until Sheldon Creed late in the race. Stage 2 was Rafael Lessard, and your race winner was Ben Rhodes. Top 5, Ben Rhodes, Sheldon Creed, John Hunter Nemechek, Todd Gilliland, and Riley Herbst. And your standings coming out of the Daytona Road Course for the Truck Series is Ben Rhodes, John Hunter Nemechek, Sheldon Creed, Chandler Smith, Matt Crafton, Rafael Lessard, Carson Hoshaver. I think I said that right.
Oh yeah. That's going to be a fun one to pronounce out here, buddy.
Yeah. I'm just going to go to you on that one. Cody Rohrbaugh, Johnny Sauter, Ryan Truex, rounding out your top 10 for the playoff standings currently. Now we get to the real test, though. Las Vegas is their next race. First week of March, so next weekend, we'll really get to see who's got the best trucks. These first 2 weeks are kind of... you learn in these 2 weeks, however, not as much as you're going to learn at a mile and a half. The Cup side being and Xfinity side being at Homestead this weekend too. But yeah, Las Vegas in a week.
Yep, I kind of wish the trucks were at Homestead this weekend.
I don't really understand that brain fart either of not having all 3 series again this weekend.
You're still in the state of Florida.
Yeah, you're still in the same state.
Why not?
I didn't really understand that, but it's an argument for another day.
What is it? Daytona to Homestead? What? 3-hour drive, something like that.
4 hours, I think. 4, maybe 5.
Well, if you look at it on a map, it's like 8 inches or something like that.
We're measuring.
The Dumb and Dumber reference.
We're measuring everything on a map by inches.
That's right.
Tony said he asked you why they're doing so many restarts, and some of y'all have known because we talk about it here on the show. Our friend Tony here, who it's his birthday today, so if you see him on Twitter or any social media or to stream, make sure you wish him a happy birthday. He hasn't watched in many years, and just this year he's started watching again, and I'd like to say he's entertained. I'll let him answer that for himself, but yeah, Tony, you wouldn't know about the restarts and why they keep doing it the way they're doing it, and it's just to get a green flag finish. It's all in the
to give the paying fans that are in attendance, plus watching at home on TV, that exciting finish. Because there's other motorsports series where the granddaddy of their series ends under caution.
Yep.
We don't like that.
No.
And that's what these overtime rules are. I'm so glad, and I know AJ, you're going to agree with me on this. You remember that imaginary line where they had to race to on the backstretch, or
please don't.
Oh, come on,
Don't.
those were the
No.
glory days of NASCAR.
No. That was like only 2 years ago too, and it
Yeah,
still
no,
feels
but
like it was forever ago.
Like I said, the glory days of NASCAR.
And Tony did just say he's enjoying NASCAR so far, so look to see you tuning in this weekend. Then again, Tony.
That's right. Homestead.
All right, Xfinity Series Saturday night. Well, Saturday afternoon, evening, night. Ty Gibbs makes a daring pass through the grass there on a late restart to get himself his first win. For such a polarizing young man through the ARCA series so far, to make that jump over from truck to Xfinity, to completely skip the truck, I should say. Impressive first win.
I would say so. I'm going to touch on Ty Gibbs real quick. Watching the ARCA race, he had mentioned a comment, something about the rule, something about his team. Well, in his post-race interview, he's went in and he's like, you guys heard me what I said last week. I didn't mean it and everything like that. I'm glad he caught himself in, was like, hey, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have said what I did. I'm glad he owned up to it in victory lane. I guess winning makes everybody happy, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see that, but I think it might have been Brett Griffin this week on Door Bumper Clear who said, it might not have been him either. I'm trying to think of who it was, but pick a side. Are you going to be the nice guy or the villain? Which one are you going to be? You can't be half in, half out. And personally, the sport needs more bad guys in it, I think, because what makes it fun, you know?
We have one in the Cup Series.
Ooh, who's yours?
Kyle Busch is the villain.
Kyle Busch is the villain. I mean, after this week, I was going to put Danny Hamlin in there, but after this week on Twitter, he is...
Oh, yeah, he's great.
He's calling everybody out. I'm loving it.
Don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff that Kyle does off the track, like when I think he won Martinsville or when he saw that lady who had the Kyle Busch hat, and then he unrolled the window and she starts screaming. He signs her hat and he gave her tickets to a race. That's the cool side of Kyle Busch, but it's the on-track stuff that you like you were talking about, these villains.
Yeah. Speaking of Kyle, and we're getting a little off track here, but just on the Kyle Busch side, I couldn't stand him for many years, but as the years grow on, you start to learn you don't like him because he's a winner. He just wins in everything he drives. And being
his kids winning too. And
he can be, his kids winning too. And he can be definitely arrogant. There ain't no hiding that. But it's what makes Kyle Busch Kyle Busch. You love to hate him, but you can't disrespect. You can't not have respect for a guy that wins the way he does in anything he drives.
Exactly.
But the Xfinity race, Ryan, I thought Ty Gibbs had completely destroyed his car when he went through the dirt. You see just 8 foot of dirt come flying over the hood on the aerial view.
And especially with the splitters now on these cars, I'm surprised he didn't get any air on that car either.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, I was impressed. I was impressed he made that work. I'm surprised that a guy who's in his first Xfinity start, we didn't even mention that yet, that this is his first ever Xfinity start. He joins elite company with the likes of Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt as guys who won in their first start. Kurt Busch was another one. I'm trying to think of who else was on the list. But
Mark Martin's probably on that list too.
Yeah. Regardless, it was impressive. Very impressed. Decides to go for it all there for the win and go through the grass the way he did on that restart. And eventually he ended up making the pass for the win. It was, like I said, impressive. He said in his post-race interview that he was kind of just basically here to turn laps and get the car back in one piece. Didn't think he was going to win. It's amazing when that checker flag's on the line and you see that trophy, how you're going to drive.
Exactly. I would do the same thing if I was him. Hey, I mean, I'm sure Grandpa's on the radio. Hey, if you think you got it, go for it.
Now, I will ask this. Does this, I mean, I know it's only a road course, It's you can learn a lot from a road course, or you can learn some things from a road course, but you don't learn a ton. Does this put pressure on some guys in the Gibbs camp on the Cup side to maybe they see the up and coming kid? Does this put pressure on them now?
I think so, but I mean, Ty's only 18 years old, so there's a long way to go. Because I don't think he can race Talladega. I know he's in the car 7 more times. I think they said.
Yeah, he's already making the most of his opportunity here.
Yeah.
This race, we can't move on from this race without talking about what happened in Stage 1. Coming to the Stage 1 finish, Austin Cindric versus AJ Allmendinger. You would have thought it was the last lap at Bristol for the win.
Oh, beating and banging! To me as a fan, I love seeing that. Granted, end of Stage 1, maybe the end of Stage 2. You set yourself up for that third and final stage.
Ryan, what I don't understand, you guys aren't racing for the win here. It's a stage win. It's a difference of a playoff point versus 9 bonus points, basically. So why that situation? And a lot of people are trying to put blames on each individual driver, and I say no, they're both at fault. They were both idiots. They both made fools of themselves coming to the line. It's Stage 1.
Yeah, it wrecked 2 good race cars too. Granted, Cindric did come back, bounce back to have a nice finish.
Yeah, and I was gonna talk about the Cindric part of that. But AJ Allmendinger, who this is one of his best chances to get a win and to lock himself in the playoffs.
Yep.
Be smarter. Be smarter. He's down there. He is there. He's there. You are not clear. He's there. So if you want to push him down the track, fine. But there comes a point where you just let him go. Just let him go. Because you still have 2 more segments of this race to go. And you have a really good car, really good chance to win. Cindric completely tore the right front off that car and still somehow managed to claw his way back to finish second. They said it on the air. Nothing better than that right front getting cooled.
Yeah, I think it was, what was it, Logano and...
Blickensderfer, and Alexander in the booth for it. And great call, by the way.
They said they just wrecked 2 good race cars.
Yeah.
Because that I did see, and that I do remember. But like I said, most of the Xfinity race I don't remember.
No, I got you. I'm kind of carrying you through that part because I knew you didn't catch it.
Yeah, I know this.
I just think that move in general was just dumb. Cindric,
I agree.
Cindric, if he's pushing you all the way down there, either go to the apron or let off.
Yeah. And now here's the thing, too. I mean, you're saying this for the playoff points. And since they've done this era now, has these playoff points really made a difference when it came time to playoffs? I'm saying no.
Yeah, but you have 2 guys right there who you would assume are going to have... I mean, Cindric already has a win, and you'd assume Allmendinger is going to have a win to be locked in. So, but you never know. It's a catch-22.
Yep.
But I wanted to say, in that whole mess, Riley Hurts was trying to get his way around that wreck and just digs up the front stretch there at Daytona, completely rips the splitter apart, it caves the nose in.
Yep.
Which brings me to a point of, I think we really need to start looking into AstroTurf or synthetic grass to go into the infields of these places, just because, or get rid of the splitter and go back to a valence.
Yep, I mean, look at Charlotte. Look at Charlotte Motor Speedway when they do the roll. Even now with the Coca-Cola 600, they still have that synthetic grass. Does wonders on the car, because I remember Ryan Newman, I think it was the Roval, spun out and he's like, man, I thought I tore up the whole bottom end of the race car, but since I have this synthetic grass, it worked.
Ryan, we've been dealing with this since 2008 when they went to the COT. The splitter gets in the grass, digs in, and it crumbles. I get the design of it, and I get the reasoning for it, but there's got to be something smarter to do with that. And if that means putting synthetic grass in, then you put synthetic grass in.
I mean, the tracks make enough money to where they can do that. So Plus, I think NASCAR as a whole would help out with these tracks getting it. So
if you can take grass out so quickly, you put turtles up there and extend that out, you can change that over to synthetic grass. I mean, it's just another scratch the head moment there.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, is basically what you're saying.
Stage winners, first stage, Austin Cindric, and then second stage was Ty Gibbs, and then he was your eventual race winner. Standings for the Xfinity Series following the road course. Austin Cindric, Harrison Burton, Ty Gibbs, Daniel Hemrick, but it's going to be tough for Gibbs to stay up there, being that he's only running a limited schedule. Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Brown, Myatt Snyder, Jeb Burton, Jeremy Clements, Brandon Jones, Justin Haley, Joe Graf Jr., and Kyle Weatherman rounding out your top 12. The next race for the Xfinity Series is this Saturday from Homestead, Miami Speedway, 4:30 p.m. Eastern on FS1. Anything else you'd like to add to the Xfinity side, Ryan?
Did you do the top 5?
I did not do the top 5. You're right. Ty Gibbs, Austin Cindric, Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Jones, and Jeb Burton was your top 5.
Right. I'm looking forward to the Xfinity race at Homestead. They normally put on. Love the restarts at Homestead.
Yeah,
that's something to the guys in the chat, especially Tony. I know he's, like I said, getting back into the sport. The restarts at Homestead. I think one of the I'd say top 5 tracks restart wise.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Patrick said that tagging on to what we were saying about Kyle Busch, that he's grown to respect Kyle Busch a lot more than I used to, and I'm in the same boat as you.
I'm too.
There was a lot of hate after 2008 Richmond.
Just a little hate there, buddy.
And if you go back, I think it was either last year or maybe the year before, Kyle stopped into the Dale Jr. download, and they were talking about that, and I didn't realize that it went back all the way to 2007 when Jr. Hopped into Kyle Busch's car to finish the race for him. I can't remember what track it was now, but I didn't realize it stemmed from that because he was a little upset with that, and rightfully so. But Cup Series, Ryan, we have another first-time winner.
Yes, we do.
Christopher Bell getting that first career win. Did not see that coming on a road course. I knew he was getting close, and I knew being with Joe Gibbs was going to really help Christopher Bell. Like being with that full team with the 20 car.
Yep.
It just did not expect it here. And
go ahead. I do have one question for you.
Yes.
What does this say about Eric Jones being in that car?
Ryan, we've kind of had talks about this in private and not on the show. I never really thought Eric Jones was the answer for the 20 car.
No.
Big shoes to fill with Matt Kenseth leaving. Kenseth left that team with like 5 or 6 wins in the season prior. I mean, or maybe 2 seasons prior. But regardless, Eric Jones I just never thought was really that fit. And the way Toyota works with their limited cars that they have in there, it's always pushing in revolving door drivers. So Bell steps in, wins in his first season with Joe Gibbs, second race of the year. Can't say nothing else.
I think Eric Jones is going to fit in nicely with Richard Petty Motorsports. I think that was a good fit for him.
Yeah, I think it worked for all parties.
I do too. I definitely do too.
So, like I said, Christopher Bell I think is going to be a great fit in that 20 ride.
Especially with Adam Stevens on the pit box.
Yeah, with Adam Stevens on the pit box, like you just said, it's a great fit. This race, however, almost didn't go Christopher Bell's way. Late in the race, he got tagged by Martin Truex Jr., who was struggling there late in the end. Was trying to run down Chase Elliott the entire race up until about 15 laps to go, and we're going to get into that because that still pisses me off. Just to put it bluntly. But beginning of the race, Ryan, Michael McDowell starts off with a blown tire right off the start. So it's already hectic going into turn 1. He's off the track. He's back on the track. He's off the track again. And then they flash over to the back side of the infield course, and Kyle Busch is slow. And he's got that right front nose caved in, and he's radioing in that it's destroyed like Kyle Busch always does. It's always destroyed.
He can hit a fly, it's destroyed.
They struggle with the right front on a pit stop. It's destroyed. It's done. But that's just Kyle. Battled back to be up in the top 5 there, and then got into it with Austin Dillon, and I can't remember who else was down there, and it ended up ruining their day. But just, there's a lot going on. You had Kurt Busch going through the grass while leading, if anyone's played any NASCAR game before, it's like he just put the controller down.
Yep.
You just see him go off. I thought he was going to tag the 19 and the 9, but he got it under control and slowed it down, stopped. There was a lot of things going on. You had Brad Keselowski having trouble staying on the track.
Locking him up. Yep.
Locking him up every corner he could. I saw a tweet, and I retweeted it out saying that it was an underrated tweet. But it said, for the Circuit of the Americas tire test coming up, that they should send Keselowski, or it should be good for Keselowski because he's definitely going to tear up some tires.
Yep. Yeah, that's like, I'm like, because on the broadcast, Boyer's like, oh, there's the two locking them up yet again.
Dude, he did it nonstop.
Yep. I tell you what, too, it was after, I know, actually, I'll wait till we start talking
let's just get into it. Ryan, question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who had the best car of the race?
That would be the 9 car, the guy that's on my shirt.
Who won stage 1?
Chase Elliott.
Who had like an average lead of 2 seconds the entire time? Yeah. Who was leading with 15 laps to go by a margin of 2.11 seconds?
I think that would be the 9 car. I think he was wasn't he in the Napa car that weekend?
Yeah. Then what happened, Ryan?
A caution comes out for rain.
Ryan, was the caution for rain necessary?
No, it wasn't, because it was only raining on part of the track.
All right, story time, or rant time.
Oh, all right, I'll be quiet and hear this.
So Fox is on commercial, and you can see in the corner that they keep flashing to, I believe it was NASCAR 1 and 2. And you can see, like, the sprinkles. Like, it was a Florida sprinkle, and I don't know how it is in other states. Never been there when it rains in another state, I don't think. But the way it is here, it could just be like a mist. The ground is getting wet, but it's just a mist. It's only going to stay around for a little bit. It's not anything that's going to do any wet damage to anything. And they come back, you see teams getting their wet tires ready, and I think, no, they can't do it. There's no way they're going to do that. No. Then they did. Then NASCAR throws out the caution because the track's changed from a dry condition to a wet condition. Kyle Busch is on the radio saying, caution for weather, what? What weather? Eddie DeHunt radios to Chase while he's in the lead with 15 laps to go, best car of the race. That Eddie DeHunt says that they're saying it's wet in 2. And he goes, no, it's not. Ensuing issues, caution laps going down, they come to pit road. Naturally, no one takes wet tires because the track's not wet. If anything, it's only wet in certain spots, and they were handling it just fine up until that point. The shower was gone by the time they threw the caution. So, Chase comes to pit road, struggles with a pit stop, gets mired back, comes off pit road 4th, but due to a bunch of cars staying out, I think it restarted 14th. And just all hell broke loose from there. It was getting into Corey LaJoie, making the save of the year, I think, so far, to not tear up that race car as he's going through the dirt. Then later on, gets into LaJoie again, then has the incident with Keselowski and Denny. And I'm not mad about that. I know a couple people, or a bunch of Chase fans are upset about the whole deal with Denny and Brad there, but it's not Denny's fault. Chase is trying to squeeze into a position that's not there. That's completely 100% on Chase Elliott. Rightfully so, he got dumped out of it. It happens. It's a racing deal at one of these road courses. I don't think that Chase owes Denny anything, although I wouldn't mind seeing him get into him at a later date. It's not really a big deal to me. My whole problem is, if you want to change it from a dry to wet condition and give teams the option to come to pit road to get tires or put the wets on, you do it one of two ways. You either leave the track green, run it like IMSA would, and say, if you want the wet tires, come take them.
Yeah, exactly.
Under green, come take them. If you're in the lead or if you're back in the pack and you think, hey, if I come get these wet tires, I'm going to be faster than these guys on dry tires because it's going to start raining more. However, this is a quick Florida pop-up shower. It's going to go away. Track's going to dry very quickly because there's nothing but sunny skies behind it. Or, B, you throw the caution. You give teams a chance to change it to wet tires, but you do it in your local short track style rule. Doesn't cost them any positions. If you come to pit road, it's not going to cost you no positions. This is a manufactured pit flag or pit stop yellow flag.
Mm-hmm.
Come make your 4 tires and fuel changes if you want to. If not, we're just going to restart back in the same positions we were when this was thrown. Because we are throwing this caution due to weather conditions. This is not a wreck caution, a blown motor, tire on the track, debris. This is a manufactured one by us. I mean, I know they don't do it for the stage breaks, but Patrick in our chat just said the rain caution, not sure why it was thrown, but when it comes to some of the decisions NASCAR makes, it's best not think about it. It just causes headaches and frustration. I agree, because the more I think about it, the more frustrated I get with the whole damn thing. It's dumb. Chase should have won that race. I will die on that hill. It's a homer take because I'm a fan, but I will die on that hill. That was the dumbest caution I've ever seen thrown.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean,
that race was won. It was done. Yeah. It was over. It was done. We were packing up, heading to Homestead. I think I even tweeted that after it was all said and done. I was like, well, if I said something along the lines of, if that caution's not thrown, we're already waiting on Chase to clear post-race tech.
Yep.
Because that race was done. It was over. I don't think Christopher Bell's catching him at all.
No, I don't either.
The single most stupidest caution I've ever seen thrown.
Kyle Busch would disagree with you with the hat being on the track at MIS.
Oh, that's right. That's with the straw hat. That was like...
Yeah. Is that the second?
That might be second. Okay.
Oh, man, we should do a top 5 dumbest cautions in NASCAR history.
It still frustrates me, and I don't think I'm going to get over this. It's dumb. There's so many smarter ways to do this.
Yep, and then I put my $2 bet on Kyle Larson, and he's up to third
with
the freshest tires.
Ryan
spins out. I'm like,
Ryan, better yet, what's up? Throw the caution. Great. If guys want to come change to wets, you could do it at no penalty. You get to keep your position, but you can only pit for wets. That's the only reason why you're allowed down pit road. If not, you go to the tail end of the field.
No gas.
No, exactly.
Kind of like how they pit before the competition caution.
The more I think about it, the more better I could have done it.
Right.
It's frustrating, man. It's frustrating.
Yeah. Yes.
That's my rant on it. You can go ahead, Ryan. You got to say what you got to say. That's just where I'm at, and I'm pissed off.
I agree with you. I mean, why even throw it? Like you said, like you've seen it coming down, but it wasn't a torrential downpour. It was mist, like you said. Why throw it? There was nobody complaining on the radio about the rain. It wasn't affecting their car. It wasn't affecting their handling. Guys weren't sliding and spinning all over the track. But when that did happen, and then Chase had the problems, unfortunately, I seen the 5 car creeping up. I'm like, hey, I put $2 on Kyle Larson to win. Maybe and then he spun out into the damn tire barrier. But I have to agree, though, they got to have more than just a few complaints on the radio about the weather. The officials, may have more officials in the area say, hey, the track is getting saturated, then throw it. If it's just a little moisture here, a little moisture there, then don't throw it. It makes absolutely no sense because, yes, the 9 car would have won.
Yep. All right, let's move on. Stage winners. Oh, wait. Stage winners. First stage was the 9 car. Second stage was Denny Hamlin, and your race winner was Christopher Bell. And I don't want to take any credit away from Christopher Bell because it was the only car in that field that I thought could compete with the 9 all day.
He did run down. He ran down the 22 as well. And you've seen it on the.
And he put a lot of pressure on Chase there. Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
He put a lot of pressure on Chase there right before that pit stop had happened. I'm not discrediting the 20 car in their first win, and even if Chase stayed out, you saw how quickly Bell was able to catch the 22. I think you would have been screwed either way, but it's just dumb. Top 5: Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski. Ryan, were you going to say something else? I cut you off there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, like you've seen it on the camera shots. The 22, his brakes glowing brighter red than what the 20 car were. And I told Sarah, I'm like, you know what? I think the 20's got him. Going on to NASCAR 1 and 2, gets the pass. And I'm like, oh, I think this is over unless we get a caution. And no caution, 20 in victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, just all right. Standings.
Don't get me started on my driver because he knows how I have not brought him up.
Yeah, Byron struggled on Sunday. Did you like what I was doing on Twitter during the race?
Yeah.
I was just calling out drivers for being wrecking balls because they just kept hitting everybody.
You know what? Remember it was the Clash in the race there last year. Kevin Harvick had the hardest time staying on that track. I actually did a pretty good job this weekend.
Yeah, he did keep it on the track this weekend, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Your playoff standings: Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Michael McDowell, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, Ryan Preece, Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon, Brad Keselowski, Corey LaJoie still up there, Kyle Larson, Cole Custer, Martin Truex Jr., Bubba Wallace, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and that rounds out your playoff standings. Next race for the Cup Series this Sunday from Homestead, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox, which is just another dumb start time, but we won't get started with that.
Oh, I forgot to do my weather report for Homestead. Let me
1% chance of rain last time I saw.
All right.
But NASCAR's in town, so that 1% can add a couple zeros real quick.
Weather Homestead Miami Speedway, and there's no practice this weekend either. Just get in there and race. Saturday, partly cloudy and 83. Sunday, partly cloudy and 83.
There you go.
So, looks like get some sunshine.
Yeah. Let's get some gas and go, Ryan.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, tire up. I don't even know my own show. It's just one of those days.
It happens.
Let's get a tire up.
Left side. Pull this left fender out, left side.
Tire Up's where we go over the news of the week. Kicking things off, Steve Letarte is going to be on the pit box this weekend for Corey LaJoie, making a return since, not since Junior's retirement, because he had eyes, but before he made the switch to the broadcast booth. It's going to be cool to see Steve Letarte back on the box. He's doing it due to some COVID protocols there that they have with Ryan Sparks and a couple other crew guys. So Letarte, who is was he like a competition director or something like that, or a consultant? So. I think he's just a consultant, but
he had the itch, though. He had the itch.
Yeah, but it's gonna be cool to see him on the box for even if it's just this weekend. Some COVID updates for some tracks race capacity. The Coke 600 is gonna have 30% capacity. The state of Virginia is relaxing some of their COVID restrictions, and NASCAR tracks are going to be allowed to operate with more higher capacity. And Darlington Raceway is going to have a limited number of fans for Throwback Weekend coming up in May. So all that good news. Good to see fans being able to get back to the track.
Amen.
Goodyear is holding a tire test. You heard us talk about it there in our opening segment there. Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott are going to participate in a Goodyear tire test at Circuit of the Americas, where I love it for my driver, being able to get a chance to have a Cup car on that track and learn a couple things and learn the course.
Yep.
I can understand that they're using 3 of the best road course racers in NASCAR right now for this, and it's kind of an unfair advantage, maybe. I don't.
It could be.
I mean, you're giving guys who haven't run this track yet and who typically run well on road courses get a chance to turn some laps. So, I mean, you can understand where it could be seen that way.
I know this is one of the tracks, though. The Circuit of Americas is one of the tracks that is going to have practice time.
Yes, it's going to have practice time, but like I said, you're giving these guys an extra chance at it, you know? or more time.
Maybe they'll add a chicane to make it different when the race happens.
Yeah, with turtles.
Yep, had to throw that out there.
Speaking of practice and qualifying and all that, NASCAR is going to hold a Saturday qualifying and Friday practices for Cup and the Truck Series on the Bristol dirt track. So good to be able to have that happening and give some of those guys a chance to see what the cars are going to do on it. That was needed. That was very much needed.
And I'm glad they're doing the qualifying races like they do for your Saturday, Friday, Saturday night dirt tracks. Hey, Saturday, guess what? You're going out there, you're qualifying. We're going to have our heat races. Whoever wins the heat races, you're starting on the pole. I love it.
Did you see the video of the late models running there? They're flying through there.
Yep, I don't think the Cup cars are going to be flying through there, but them late models guys were, like you said, hauling.
Yeah, no, it was cool to see.
I did see 250 lap race is going to be the Cup race.
Yeah, it's the Cup cars go like street stocks out there. I saw someone say that. I'm like, that's true.
Maybe a little bit too high. I'd been all right with 200 laps.
Yeah, I agree.
I think 200 laps is fine.
We'll see. It's the first time. We'll see how this goes.
See if it goes good to do it again next year.
Yeah. All right, so
are you done with the news?
I'm done with the news.
I have it's a little bit of news, but Alvin Kamara, we all know him, great running back for the New Orleans Saints. If people had him in your fantasy lineup this year, congratulations. He wants to pay the entire New Orleans Saints to watch NASCAR, whether it be in person, on television, with the team together. He is willing to pay the guys to watch a NASCAR race. And I think that's pretty cool. He had posted something on Twitter about it. It just shows you that give it a try. You'll enjoy it.
Get more eyes on the sport.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, the other sports, the iRacing, who you get iRace with, I can't remember his name for the life of me right now. What's that?
Bernard Pollard.
Yeah. Yep, that would be it. He loves the sport. He tweets about it every time. He's asking questions, and it is so cool to see, like you said, other athletes from other sports watching NASCAR now, and it's cool to see. That was so awesome to see.
Agreed. All right, social media.
All right.
We are up to 2,467 downloads on Podbean, iTunes, yada, 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 all of those. 381 followers on Twitter, 85 likes on Facebook, 25 subscribers on YouTube. We have a new follower shout-out this week. It's at tpod888. Thank you for the follow. Podcast shout-outs this week include the Lap Traffic Podcast, the BTM Racing Podcast, 3 Wide NASCAR Podcast with EG3, Side Drive Podcast, and the Final Lap Weekly. Some places you can find us. We are on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Pandora, Spotify. You could ask Alexa to play it. iHeartRadio. I'm trying to remember all of them. But in your search bar, the Loose Lugs Podcast, make sure you subscribe, follow, turn on your notification bells. This way you get notified every time we upload new content. And so you can hear Ryan give a ding.
Ding.
Places you can find us personally, like I said last week, I just used the main Twitter page for the podcast to tweet mine. So Ryan, what's your personal
I've noticed
account?
That's what you always use.
It's just easier. It's easier than switching back and forth.
Yep.
But Ryan, what is yours?
Cola88.
All right, my friend. Do you have a rant this week?
Yes, I do.
Gotta have a rant. This is the rant-filled episode.
It is. You want to do your rant first, and then
no? I took care of mine. We're good. I took care of mine.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't want to sit here and bitch anymore.
To throw a caution, not to throw a caution.
Yeah. Well, okay. Continue.
Yes. Well, guys, like I said, I hope everybody had a great weekend. All know my situation. Watching the truck race Friday night with the rain tires on, getting on those high banks. Something tells me it's not going to be Daytona. It won't be Talladega. Maybe a Martinsville, a New Hampshire, maybe one somewhere down the line. You're going to see a rain tire test. Soak that track. Soak it as much as you can. Get a car out there and see what it can do. you are going to see it in the near future because watching these, the only time the Charlotte Roval last year with the Xfinity Series was the only time that track never dried. But you see these cars on there. The Daytona Road Course dried up, when they got the slicks back on. It's coming in the future, guys. I'm telling you that right now. And I'd like to see Martinsville be the first one to tire test it.
I don't know. I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough at higher speed places.
Martinsville's not high speed.
No, but at the higher speed places, it's going to be tough. You're not going to be able to do it at a mile and a half. You're not going to be able to do it at a plate track.
Like I said. Yeah, that's why I said not Daytona, not
It's going to be hard to do it at Bristol because it's high banked.
But New Hampshire?
New Hampshire's flat. It's possible, but, I mean, it's another track with long straightaways. You're going to be carrying a lot of speed going into that corner. It's going to be tough. It would be tough. I'd like to see what happens, but I think it'd just be too tough.
We got a visitor.
Cat making an appearance.
Mr. Kenny.
All right. White flag, Ryan. You ready?
Yes, I am.
Keep working the mirrors. In line with you. Coming to the white. Only two.
White flag's where we predict the upcoming race weekend. And last week, I got the highest finishers with in the Xfinity Series with Austin Cindric finishing second. Chase Elliott finishing like 3 positions above Kyle Larson in like 20th. So there's my 2 points. Ryan, you got 1 point last week with Sheldon Creed in the unsponsored white number 2 GMS truck. I now lead the season total points 10-8. Ryan, it's still neck and neck.
That's right.
I do go first this week, however.
Mm-hmm.
On the Xfinity side, I had Austin Cindric picked, but being that I picked him last week, I can't use him this week. So I'm going with the 7, Justin Allgaier.
All right. I'm going to go the 0-2 of Brett Moffitt.
Man, I could have swung for the fences with Cindric. Damn it. Cup side, I'm going with the 5, Kyle Larson.
Give me the 19 of Martin Truex Jr.
My sleeper, Tyler Reddick.
I like that pick. Give me Ryan Preece.
Ryan Preece. We're all just going for first-time winners all over the place.
Why not? 2 back-to-back first-time winners.
I mean, we're right there. But, I mean, just on my picks, Allgaier always seems to be there when it's at Homestead. And Kyle Larson, nobody runs the wall better than Larson. With Homestead, you're always running the wall. Reddick, too, is another one. It just dominates there in the Xfinity side, so I can only assume the same for the Cup side. Ryan, you got any rundown with your picks?
It was a toss-up between the 48 and 19. Bowman likes the high side. I'm like, but no, I just want to throw out Martin Truex Jr. He's won the championship. He's won a race there before, so might as well take him. I think he's due for a good race this weekend. I think the Hendrick Motorsports camp as a whole is due for a bounce back weekend. Hopefully, all of them can finish in the top 10 this weekend. No comment on the 24. And then my pick for the Hendrick Motorsports camp to be dominant this year ain't looking too good.
No,
I mean, if
it's
we
only
get
2 races in. We're 2 races in, man. Okay, all right. I'm rolling the outro music at that point.
I'm just letting you say.
Ryan, we've hit that.
Fans allowed at Homestead this weekend?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right, Ryan, go ahead.
All right, guys. I hope everybody has a great rest of the weekend. Enjoy some high track racing at Homestead. See you at the track.
Special thanks to Tony and Patrick for coming out in the chat and talk with us a little bit here during the show. Thank you for tuning in, even if you didn't comment in there. Thanks for downloading this podcast. If you're listening to this on any of those podcast platforms we mentioned earlier, we're back in Florida again this weekend. Homestead. We'll see you. We're out.
Try job.